Big Tuesday, they're calling it. Talking politics again. Biden, Bernie, and what's her name? She's still in the race. For some reason, Democrats hate her. Hillary is saying she's a Russian agent. What's her name? So like I said, Big Tuesday, everybody. 352 delegates at stake here in the Democratic primary. As you can see here on the screen, we're looking right here. 6 states up for grabs. Michigan, 125 delegates. Washington, 89. Missouri, 68. Mississippi, 36. Idaho, 20. North Dakota, 14. Let's take a look at each of those states, state by state, real quick and get a quick breakdown. I'll remember that woman's name. I swear I'll remember her name before I'm done here. So Michigan, they're projecting Biden to win with 57% of the vote. They project him picking up about 76 delegates, Bernie 48. So that's 1 for Biden. There's 6 states. We're going to figure this out here. In the Washington primary, they're actually projecting Biden to win a narrow victory as well. That was a little bit surprising to me. I thought that, with the influence of Seattle making up such a large part of the state, that one might go for Bernie, but they project Biden here to win 44% of the vote. But if you look at the delegate count over here on the side, this is where the delegate counts are that they're projecting. Pretty close race here, 45 for Biden, 42 for Bernie. In the Missouri primary, they're projecting Biden to win with an average of 60% of the vote, and when the delegate count, about 42 to 26. Southern states, Biden does well. They always talk about that. The larger the black electorate in a state, or that's always what I read, what they're talking about. The larger the black percentage of the delegation for the Democrats there, then the better chance Biden does. Bernie just doesn't do well with black voters for whatever reason, and they like Biden. I can't explain why. The only thing I can imagine is somehow they obviously tie him to riding Obama's coattails for 8 years. Oh, he was the vice president under the black president. He must be a friend of the community. I don't know. I don't know why they would like him in general. But I guess when you're running against Bernie Sanders, it's easy to not like Bernie Sanders and like whoever else is there. And so with Missouri in the fold, that was actually 3-0 for Biden. So you had Michigan, Washington State, and Missouri all for Biden. Got Mississippi here also looking to go for Biden, projecting Biden 27 delegates to about 8 for Sanders, and him winning 67% of the vote in Mississippi. So that's 4 for Biden now out of the 6. Not looking too good for the burnt one. All right, Idaho projected Biden to win that one as well. About 11 delegates to 9. He's projected to win about 50% of the vote in Idaho. My goodness, that's 5-0. I would think that Bernie would pick up a state or two. And North Dakota, they're actually projecting Biden to win there. Again, a close race, about 8 delegates to 6. And for Biden to pick up about 51% of the vote in North Dakota. So they're projecting Biden to clean sweep it. If he clean sweeps it, obviously you guys know already, my momentum is on his side like crazy. I talked about this in the lead up to South Carolina because we all knew he was projected to win there. So it's not like I projected that, but I talked about what I felt would happen afterwards, that if he got a big victory, a large margin of victory, 10, 20 percentage points, that all of a sudden the hype train would get rolling. Because the mainstream doesn't want Bernie. They don't like Bernie as much as they like to string along the kind of crazy far left fringes of the party. There's no way they want Bernie to get the nomination. They want to keep those individuals in the fold because they know they need to appease Bernie supporters in a way, Elizabeth Warren supporters in a way, because they're going to need them in the general election. So the key for the Democratic Party at large is to F them over, but not F them over so bad to where they go, you know what? You screwed us over. Check this out. We're voting Trump. Boom. How I see that happening to where possibly they're able to keep some of these individuals in the fold is if the thing doesn't go to a brokered convention. If he's able to win it outright before Milwaukee, then I could kind of see them kind of going back on a lot of things, trying to mend those bridges with those more loony leftist types. If this thing goes to the convention, even if Biden's close, then again, I could understand where there would be this divide and this anger amongst the Bernie crowd, especially when they see Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Klobuchar, Buttigieg, all these individuals jumping in and backing Biden, and it's really just Bernie and his fan base against the entire DNC. It's kind of the us against the entire system kind of thing. I do think that there's going to be a lot of Bernie supporters who don't come out and vote at all, kind of like the Bernie or bust crowd. And I think I'd seen an article several weeks ago where he had the largest percentage of Bernie or bust individuals. It was either this is our guy or nobody. Like I said, that kind of speaks to the type of individuals that Bernie's bringing in to the party, the kind of individuals that are really just all about his message. Like I said, the more far leftist types, really far out there, way far out. All right, take a look at this real quick. I did a video on this after Super Tuesday, like a day or two after. Delegate projection at that time, I think it had adjusted to about, what was it? Biden was just short. I think he was at about 1,800 to 1,300 for Bernie. But at that time, Bloomberg was still in the race. So once he dropped off, all of that delegate support went to Biden, and that pushed him over the top of the threshold that he needed, which was 1,989 delegates, I believe it was, to get over the top and clinch the nominations. With all the momentum on Biden's side, they're projecting him to clear the threshold easily. And what I could see happening, this isn't a prediction, but what I can see happening is if it turns out like it says here and Biden really sweeps all of these states, then I think you'll really see a lot of pressure mount on Bernie to get out of the race. And let's be honest, progressives, for as much as you want to think he's your messiah, like I said before, he's a phony. He'll do whatever he needs to do for sake of his career within the Senate. And his opportunity to take a stand and to prove that he was really a type of individual that the regressive left can get behind is, had he not come out in support of Hillary in 2016. After how they shafted him in 2016, had he just sat on the sidelines and said, no, I'm not supporting her, then at least you can have respect for an individual like that who sticks to their guns and says, hey, you guys did me wrong, I'm not going to stand behind you. And I think that deep down, the regressive left really knows that he's a phony. I've always said he's a phony. I've said he's a fake independent. Maybe he's a socialist. He may be even a fake one of those. But I've always felt like he was a phony. And a phony in the sense that he stands for nothing. To me, there are certain things that you can point to where there are flaws, character flaws, political flaws, or little things like here and there that you can let slide. But when it's something as serious as what they did to him in 2016, and you go ahead and bend over anyway, and then you come out and support Hillary, like I said, if there's any far lefty type, regressive type, way out there on the scale types watching this video, you know I'm right though. I mean, come on, you know I'm right. Like I said before, you see Bernie as a tool, like a step in the process. He's not the guy that's going to get you to where you think you want to be politically. He's just the guy that's the closest to being there. You know he's not this great revolutionary. He's not what you see yourself as, what you see yourself in need of in a leader. And again, like I said, I just have to point back to that one thing, bending over and taking it for Hillary. And I think if you're honest with yourself, then you know that he's a phony as well. Like I said, I get it in the sense that he's a step or two past these other individuals, the more establishment type individual, and that's the word I'm looking for. He's not the establishment type. He's a couple steps or two beyond towards the direction of what you're looking for, unlike a Hillary Clinton or a Joe Biden or a Buttigieg or somebody like that. He's definitely not that. When I think about it, far left loonies, far left regressives, let me know if I'm off on this a little bit. To me, I think you just see him as kind of like a mediary, an in-between step of getting to where you want to be. That being said, what are you going to do if he comes out again and supports the mainstream candidate, the establishment candidate? He comes out and Biden eventually clears the threshold and he comes out and supports Biden. What are you going to do? 2016, he did it to you. If he does it to you again, is he going to fool you again? So we'll see where that goes. But my prediction here, obviously, Biden's looking good in Michigan, Mississippi. Those are two, obviously, I would ring up for him. Washington State, I'm not so sure. Like I said, this will be a prediction. I'm not good at these predictions. You can check me on this after Tuesday, but I could see Bernie pulling off Washington and perhaps Idaho. The feeling is he really needs to pull off 2, maybe 3 states to kind of just slow the momentum, because you see how the media is. The media is picking up. They're in favor of Biden. The donors are coming Biden's way now. If Biden's able to sweep through and win all 6 of these states, that might be it for Bernie. You go into the races next week where you got some bigger states at play like Florida. If he doesn't pick up at least a couple states here, there may be really hardcore like press on him to just kind of step off. And again, bend over or kiss the ring once again. Again, Tuesday's coming up. We got 6 states. Let me know what you guys think. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching the video as always. Take care, everybody. And I'll be watching. It'll be the most important thing of the night. Yeah, take it easy, everybody.